Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your Google Workspace account. This is really cool, especially if you have multiple brands within your business, like most of us do, right? Now, this is actually really hard to do live. I'm live right now. So I did pre-record this setup process, and I do apologize ahead of time. I was actually on my laptop. I did not intend to record this, and then I thought, I really should record this because I was just going to get the account set up and then show you how to optimize everything. But there's actually a lot of steps in the setup process that I actually just wanted to record and then show you how to do all of this. So I just set up a real account, and then I walked you through all of the different steps so that you can ensure to not, you're not missing anything and you get everything set up for success to make the most out of your Google Workspace account. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and then I will see you all when we're done.
Okay, so when you first start to create your Google Workspace account, you want to go to Google. You're going to go to workspace.google.com. You're going to click Get Started. You want to put in your business name. I'm just going to say My Business for this example. And I would suggest putting in just you, even if you add additional users later on, because it will want you to choose the most expensive plan with all the other users, so you can always upgrade whenever you want to. So I'm just going to say just you, and I'm in the United States, so I'm going to click Next. Now I'm going to enter in my name. And I'm going to enter in a Gmail account that Google can send me login credentials and information about my account. So you kind of want to look at this as like a recovery email address. So I'm just going to put a Gmail address in there. Go ahead and click Next. And now it's going to ask me, do I want to purchase a domain by clicking here, or if I've already have a domain. Now I actually do have a domain, and I recommend you actually just purchasing your domain through Cloudflare or another registrar. Cloudflare probably is the best choice. I do have one in Cloudflare, so I'm going to go ahead and click Yes, I have one. So when choosing a domain, you want to be really thoughtful about this. You could use a totally neutral domain, like for example, I could use Vision Corporations. And if I was starting over, that's probably what I would do, is choose visioncorporations.com. And then I would have all of my different brands underneath that, because you can always create alias addresses. So for this one, I'm just going to say My Vision CRM, because I don't want to have to purchase a new domain just for this training. But like I said, you want to definitely be thoughtful about your domain, because this is going to be your main domain that you're going to be managing your workspace from. Okay, so my email to log into Google Workspace is going to be based off of this domain. So it would be something like admin@myvisioncrm.com. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and choose that and go ahead and click Next. And it's going to say use this domain to set up the account. Yes, I do want to. So I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And they're asking if all of the users that you create, do you want Google to send educational videos basically explaining all of the things, or not just videos, but educational emails to explain all of the different things about Gmail? I would say yes if I'm doing this for a client, or maybe even for myself, but it's up to you how you want to do this. I'm just going to say okay. And now I'm going to choose the username and password for my account. So this username is what is going to be the email address that you're logging into. So it's going to be based on your root domain here. So I'm just going to choose admin, but you can choose whatever you want to. It could be your first name, it could be your last name, it could be support or contact or whatever you wanted it to be. Now I'm going to choose a password, and I'm going to tell it I'm not a robot. So I'm going to go ahead and agree and continue. Okay, so now it is recommending the Business Plus plan. You can always just choose that and then downgrade anytime. So I'm just going to go ahead and say try for free for 14 days. And now I need to enter in my billing information. So let me do that. Okay, so now that I've entered in the billing info, I'm going to go ahead and click I understand on the terms. And it says, welcome to admin console. I'm going to go ahead and click next. And it's saying, we're glad you're here. Go ahead and click next. And now it's saying, protect your CRM or your domain by clicking, basically logging in here. So I'm going to go ahead and click next here. And it says, create the other myvisioncrm.com accounts. I'm going to go ahead and click next and activate Gmail. So I'm going to click next and then finish the tour. So now what I need to do is click protect, and this is what is going to set up my Google Workspace account on my domain. So I'm going to click I'm ready to protect my domain, and my domain is hosted on Cloudflare, so it's going to go ahead and sign me in to verify. And it's telling me that these records need to be added. What's really cool about Cloudflare is it's going to go ahead and add the records for me. So I'm going to click authorize. Okay, so it has verified the domain. Now I can click here to add additional users. Just a side note, the users will add the cost. So every user is going to cost whatever plan you chose. So for the starter plan, it's around $7 a user. So each user is going to be about $7 a month. Okay, so just so that you know that. I'm not going to add any additional users here, but I am going to go ahead and activate the Gmail for the account. So I'm going to click here to activate. And now it's going to set up my Gmail. So I'm going to click here. I'm ready to activate. And again, we're going to log into Cloudflare. So I'm going to click here. And it's going to give me all of the records here. And it's going to say to proceed, we need to delete these records here. And it's saying that I need to disable this. Okay, so let's go into Cloudflare. Let's choose the domain. And I'm going to go to email, and you can see I have the email enabled here. So what I need to do is disable this. Start disabling, and I'm going to delete and disable. Okay, so now it is currently disabled. Now I'm going to go ahead and log in again and authorize. Okay, so now the Gmail has activated. I'm going to go ahead and click or skip for now so that it bypasses this create new users. And you'll see here, we're basically at this educational step here. So you want to go through each of these options here. If you want to invite team members, go ahead and click here to add a person, or you can click done. Here you can check out your Gmail account, and it's telling me that I've been signed out of my Gmail account because we now have a new Gmail account. Okay, so now I am signed in, and you'll see here if I go to we can sync our accounts. I'm just going to go ahead, we'll turn on sync, so that's cool. And you can see here now when you click the little purple symbol here, if you wanted to change your profile image, you could do that there. If you ever want to go back to the admin console, you can click here, and you'll see up here now the email address is admin@myvisioncrm. It says managed by myvisioncrm.com. And if you click here, you go right back to the admin console. If I needed to add additional users, I could just simply click here and then add new user. And then I'm just going to give the user the name, the first name and last name. Of course, I'm going to choose their primary email address. So what do I want it to be? Like maybe Jim@myvisioncrm. And then I would put the secondary email address, which is going to be like their Gmail account, where it's going to send the login credentials to them. And then, of course, their phone number. Once you give access to all of that, then it will send them login credentials, okay? Now, you can manage also your payment method, your billing, membership, and all of that here. Now, when you want to add additional domains and brands to your account, what you first want to do is go to add a domain. And you'll see here that it's asking us to go ahead and add this domain. So what I'm going to do is choose a domain from my Cloudflare account to use. So for this example, we'll go ahead and just choose mybizlink.us. And we're going to make this a secondary domain here. So I'm going to go ahead and add domain and start verification. And again, it's going to log me into Cloudflare. It's going to add the records once I authorize. Now, the next step to activating the Gmail is to go ahead and click Activate Gmail. Now it's going to set up the MX record. So I'm going to go ahead and click next. And again, we're going to log into Cloudflare and it's going to add all of the records for me. I'm going to click authorize. Okay, so now our Gmail is activated, but there's one step that we need to complete before we can actually start using this. So we need to go back to our home page now, and we're going to click on create an alternate email address. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the user I want to create the alternate email address for, and it's this one. I'm going to proceed, and now it's asking me what is the alternate email address. So I'm just going to say info at, and then I'm going to choose one of my domains. So I want to create for this domain here because I already have one for the my Vision CRM. That's the admin that we created in the beginning. So I'm going to create info at mybizlink.us and click save. So now that is actually an active email address. And if I was to give that to someone to send me an email from, I would receive it inside my main inbox here inside of Gmail. However, what I want to do to ensure that I can actually send from that email address, I want to go up here into the settings. I'm going to go to all settings. I'm going to go to accounts, and I'm going to click here to add another email address. Now here, if this was the name of a business that I wanted it to show from, like right now it's defaulting to my name, but maybe I wanted this to be my biz. So every time I send an email from this and the sender, instead of saying Bridget Bartlett, it would say my biz. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my biz, and then I need to enter in the email address that we just created. So mybizlink.us, and I'm going to click next step. Now, if you see this message, it's just because the email has not registered yet that we created it. So give it just a few minutes and then try again. So now it's been a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and click here to add another email address. Let's go ahead and type in my biz again. The email address, next step. And now you can see that the email has been added to the inbox. Now, if I go to compose, you'll see here that I can choose whether I want to send from my biz or the Bridget Bartlett with this email address. So that is how easy it is to set up your Google Workspace account.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone, so I'll see you there.